Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Jamie, and this will be a reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're doing a classic love reading, and if you know me, I don't focus on love. Sometimes love comes out, but I never just like pull love spreads. If you're completely new to tarot, understand that not every Leo reading is going to resonate with you. I'm also going to pull cards like King, Queen, Emperor, and Empress. You can just disregard the gender. Those cards describe a personality. They have nothing to do with sex or gender of a person. So like if I am talking about your ex, who's a guy, but I pull the Queen of Wands, I'm still talking about your ex, who's a guy. You see? If you want to catch more readings, you can subscribe to the channel. It'll notify you when I post, and of course I would appreciate that. If you want to become a member, you can click the join button to check all that information out. Okay, so we have stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. The main energy is the Queen of Cups. Supporting this, we have the King of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the Page of Swords, and in the challenge position, we have the Queen of Swords. Excuse me. This looks kind of tricky because I feel like there's a person that you want, but you feel some type of way because there's still contact between them and someone else. I'm going to dig further into this because that can mean a lot of things. But I think you're like kind of looking into it. You know, it's like something doesn't sit right with you. Like you're definitely thinking on it here, you know? So let's see. The Ace of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the Five of Wands, and at the bottom of the deck, the Ten of Swords. The Five of Pentacles. What is this? Is this a past situation? It must be, because there's some kind of ending here. I don't know, maybe particularly the last person that you really opened yourself up to emotionally, you might have, like, the only person that you wanted, you know, like this was like the dream person or something. You may have realized that they still had something going on with someone else, or like there was some type of communication or something, you know? Maybe it's hard now to start any type of new relationship because it just, you know, the trust is not there anymore. For some of you, this could be a situation where it's like you're trying to forgive a person for something that did happen, but you don't trust them 100%, because they've obviously like lied before or something. But I don't think you've ever really moved on from it. It's like you may not bring it up, you may not speak on it, but I feel like on your end, there's not a lot of cups. You felt like whatever this person did was selfish. They probably, I don't know, the energy from you is very negative based off of something that did occur in the past, So I can see why you wouldn't want to get into something new. For some of you still haven't, like, you've tried to work things out with this person, but you just can't move past what actually happened. What I don't like is, like, if somebody's still in the relationship, they still feel betrayed, they still feel alone, like they feel like they're betraying themselves staying in the situation as well. Maybe they've tried to be optimistic in the past, thinking like we can get past this, but mentally it's just always there. Like there's the conflict in the back of someone's mind, even if they don't, like I said, they don't bring it up, they don't really talk about it. Like the idea is pretty much always there. Someone's very anxious about it. The moon, Pisces energy, the 10 of Pentacles, the 6 of Swords, and the King of Cups. The Tower, Aries, Scorpio. Here's what I feel is that someone feels like they're drowning. Or they did feel like they were drowning. They're afraid of that feeling again. But here's kind of what I'm getting is like someone is agreeing to try to work things out with a partner, right? So, of course, if something has happened, there's always going to be some type of anxiety around it. And maybe you need some reassurance, but to underneath it all have like spite for a person, or just feel like, like that you're not like actually safe with them or that you can't trust them. Obviously that's going to be unnerving all of the time. There's going to be a lot of stress behind that. So I feel like in your own way, you feel like what's fair here is to not bring up whatever happened in the past and to not keep like, pushing it into someone's face being like fucking toxic with it. But at the same time, it's like there's still questions that come up for you sometimes. Like you question someone's intentions, you question their loyalty, you question if you're even what they want. And all of this is just like the result of trying to move on from something. Now, you might feel like for the other person it's easier because, like, it seems like they're at fault here. And obviously, if you're here watching this, cross watching, and you feel like it's in the reverse, okay, it's in the reverse. But, I think it is important to not, overdo that if you're agreeing to deal with someone, but like mentally, can you move on from it? Can you trust this person? Or are you just trying to avoid some type of like seriously chaotic ending? You know, I have to question, because some people, it's like they really do want to make the relationship work. Some people just realize how fucking hard it would be to get out of the relationship. Some people are like legally married to a person, you know? But the main issue is, how do we remain or try to be even optimistic in a relationship where so much has happened, where there's so much history? Because for most of you, this is definitely like something reconciling, because most of you can't move on to something new. You might think about it from time to time, but it's not simple like that. But you think it's easier for this other person because, you know, they're the one who fucked up and they just had to ask forgiveness. I don't think so. I think they may have really learned something here. Like, I feel like you may actually be safe in this relationship now. Sometimes people are just young and stupid and they have to learn. But, you know, you should probably sit with those feelings, right? If you feel scared, because that's what I see. That something will reoccur, or that you can't trust someone. Maybe have that tough conversation with them. Maybe, you know, really pay attention to that fear. Is it even rational at this time? You know, is this person behaving at all like they used to? If some of the answers to that are yes, then maybe we do need to, you know, think about ways to get away. But I think for most of you, it's like you've already agreed to like reconcile differences, and you're supposed to be not really looking at the past and just like moving on from it. And you can't understand why. You can't, you know, you're still not really able to let it go, because it just doesn't work like that. You know, you have to give yourself time and allow this person to come through and reassure you in the way that they're supposed to. It's going to take time. It's not like, you know, someone's is accountable for something that happened and everything just goes right back to better, you know. No, it takes time to trust a person again. Sometimes you can't. You'll figure that out as you go, you know, which side of that you're going to be on. Oh. Because it seems like whatever happened here happened like a while back. It was immature. It shook everything up. But I think somewhere in it you got hurt the most. Understandable to not necessarily trust it right off. I do like, though, that you try to control yourself, that you are mindful that you shouldn't go too far with it. You know, most people, they don't have that. They don't have that off switch. So in the advice, we have the World and the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Cups. I think this is actually part of the advice, you know. Things are about to shift and become more positive in the relationship. I mean, astrologically, that makes sense. Just to, you know, it does. Something really is over, though. Like, you know, there's like some chapter of life has closed out, like, and a very negative one. And I feel like you should relax more and have a little more fun, think more positively. I think somebody really deeply is sorry, and they've learned the hard way. that nothing is worth losing you, if that makes any sense here. So cheer up a little, relax. I don't think you have anything to worry about. I'll see you guys soon.